Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new. So today I'm going to be trying out this Amazon Polygel kit, and this retails for about $24, and if you're in the UK that's around 20 to 21 pounds. And I wanted to try out this kit because I just haven't reviewed anything in a while and I really missed my Polygel, so I thought I'd start off my Polygel nails with this little kit. So the first thing you get when you open up the box are some instructions. Next you get a polygel brush, and this came in like this little tube packaging, so it's really all well nice and protected. And overall, just by looking at the products themselves from like this view, they looked very professional, and I just thought that everything just felt really good, and even this file was like a really good quality and I was able to use it in today's set. The slip solution was also very interesting, but I do have some very good things to say about that as well, so stay tuned for that. I do like that it's sealed. I've had some slip solutions in the past where they've been like completely unsealed and they have just spilled everywhere. So yeah, I'm just using my spatula end to kind of pop that open. I wanted to see if there's like a weird smell, but there wasn't. Sometimes with the more affordable kind of polygel kits, you get a really weird smelling slip. So next you get dual forms, which I was really excited about because today I will be doing dual form nails. I haven't done dual form nails in a long while, and I thought I'd do like a little updated video on how I do my dual form nails. It's not my most favorite method, but I do like to do it from time to time. The kit also comes with some paper forms, which I'm not a fan of. However, I have found some uses for these in the past, so yeah, I do appreciate that they come in this kit. So now I'm just going to take out all the polygels and I'm going to do these swatches for you. So first of all, I wanted just to show you the packaging. As you can see, I'm loving the matte black and how sleek this design is. I also like that they've put like a expiry date on it. I thought that was really cool, and the back has any cautions and ingredients that you need to be aware of. So on screen I've put up a little code. You can use my code CAMIN for 12% off this kit. You can obviously use this code on the website, which I will link down below. Otherwise, this kit is also available on Amazon, so you can purchase it from there. So here I am just doing the swatches. Upon squeezing the polygel out of the tube, it felt quite stiff, so that was a little bit concerning. However, it is getting really cold here in the UK, so that might just be why. It does happen where if your room temperature is kind of cold, then your polygel will be a bit more firm. But yeah, these all cured really nicely, and I decided on using that third shade, which is really pretty. And now I'm sizing up my dual forms. So I just wanted to show you guys how I size up my dual forms. I just basically make sure that the cuticle area will fit nicely. So some people have square cuticles and some people have round ones. Mine are more round, so you'll see me later on trimming them down and filing the dual form to better fit my cuticle. But other than that, I make sure that the dual form fits from sidewall to sidewall, and sometimes when I can't find a size that's big enough, I will just go a size up and then just kind of trim it down later, which you'll see me do. So once I pretty much have figured out all my sizes, I'm gonna start by just pouring some of the slip solution into my dampen dish. And I just do a couple drops. You really don't need a lot when doing the dual form method. And I'm just gonna like prop up one of the dual forms on my little nail stand, but I actually forget because I'm gonna be filing it down. So do this after you've actually trimmed the nails down. So I'm using my little nail scissors here, and I'm taking down where I don't need all that extra dual form. So these dual forms were kind of weird because they kind of tapered, they were kind of wider at the cuticle area but really nice and square at the free edge, which was kind of weird, but it's fine because I'm just going to trim that extra bit away, and then in the end you'll see me file it down just so it's smooth and it really fits that cuticle area really good, because you don't want it to be touching your skin or going over your cuticle, because that's going to lead to lifting. So once I'm happy with all of the dual forms, I'm just going to go in and apply my base coat. I'm using my own base coat because this kit does not come with a top coat or a base coat, which was super strange. However, I'm not mad because there's a lot of like base coat and top coat duos on Amazon that you can buy for super cheap. So yeah, you guys can just get one of those. However, for the price of this kit, I felt like it should have come with a base and top, but that's not really a deal breaker for me. So I'm going to start off by applying a little bit of Polygel. This is all you need. You probably don't need that much. But I guess for the foam you could have put a little bit more, but overall that's how much you're gonna be using. Don't do any more than that if you don't need it. I know some people have bigger nail beds or are going to be doing a longer dual form, but for the most part you probably won't need too much. Just bear that in mind, because it's better to add less than to add more, because if you add less and you put it on and you realize some areas are missing, you could always take it off and kind of reapply, or you could cure it and then kind of do some polygel application over the top, which you'll see me do later, just so I could show you guys how that's done. When applying the polygel to the dual form, I really like to take my time and focus on making sure that the sidewalls have a good amount of polygel. Try to make this area kind of thick, if you will, because what happens when you squeeze the dual form on top of the natural nail is that the product naturally will kind of spread, and whatever thin product is already on the sidewalls, it's going to spread even more, and you're going to start to see your natural nail come through, and when you go to file it's going to be even thinner. So I've just learned to kind of apply a thicker layer at the sidewalls and then really press like super gently when applying it to the nail bed. That way it doesn't squeeze out and the product stays where you want it. It doesn't spread too much. And once you've done that, just cure and pop off the dual form. You're going to see me put another finger on top of the dual form because I find it a little bit uncomfortable, kind of like that feeling of twisting off the dual form. But once it's off, the result is beautiful. And basically just repeat that to all the nails. On this nail, I could have probably added a little less polygel. I feel like I added a bit too much, but it's fine because I'm going to go ahead and file it down later. However, the reason why I recommend to add less rather than more is because even though you can technically file it down later, the chances of it lifting are still higher because you won't always be able to like remove all the product touching the skin. There will always be that little bit, even though you like do a really good job at filing, and in the end that's still going to kind of lead to some sort of lifting, even if it's just a little bit. So in all, try to apply less, and where you can, do a really good job at cleaning up like I am here. I don't have a lot of spillage today, so that was good, but if you do, just redo the nail or just really try to do a good job at removing the excess polygel. If you struggle to remove the excess polygel, then just remove the dual form and start again, because if you don't clean up that polygel really good, then like I said, your nail will probably lift, and filing is going to help, but you won't be able to get everything off. So yeah, that's just a tip that I feel like helps a lot when doing dual form nails, because that way I can get a longer lasting nail extension. So I'm just going to repeat that to basically all the nails. As you can see, just focusing on the sidewalls and just making sure that the product is really well built up there. The free edge I try to keep a little bit thin just because I file it anyway, but it's just mostly the cuticle area, the sidewalls, that I try to keep really nice. The cuticle area, I should have probably mentioned, try to keep that thin. Of course, you don't want a thick cuticle area anyway, regardless of whatever extension you're doing. We always try to keep the cuticle area nice and thin, so just remember that when applying your polygel. If you apply too much, just remove it with the spatula end of the brush, or just start again. There's a bunch of different dual forms in the box, so you can chuck them out once they're too sticky, or just kind of clean them out and reuse them, which is really nice as well. This slip solution was very similar to the Model 1 slip, which has kind of like this oily greasiness to it. I don't know if it's actually oil, probably not, but it does feel like it, and it leaves like this weird residue if it touches your skin. It's not harmful and it doesn't irritate, but I've noticed that some slip solutions do have this, and for some reason it makes it a lot easier to work with the Polygel. So I did like that about this slip. So I wanted to talk a little bit about applying the dual form to the nail. So I like to apply it starting at the cuticle area, and then I press down from there onwards. So I don't kind of slide it up the nail. I just kind of apply at the cuticle area at an angle and then kind of squish down. Again, don't squash down too hard. You want to use a very light hand and obviously clean up underneath the nail to kind of smooth out that excess polygel, and then clean up around the cuticle area and all the other areas you need to clean, and then just pop it off. But just bear in mind that you could do a really good job at applying your polygel to a dual form, but it kind of also depends on how you apply it to the actual nail itself, because if you just kind of go straight from like the top and just squash it down flat, obviously that's gonna allow the product to expand way too much, and it's just gonna spill and just of course flood your cuticles, and it's just going to be a sticky mess. So just remember, go at it at an angle starting from the cuticle area and press down lightly, so that way the product has time to kind of level itself out as it goes down, rather than it just smushing really fast if you apply just like from the top. So here I'm just showing you really quickly. This nail I felt like needed a little bit extra polygel at the cuticle, and I kind of like to call this cheating a little bit, because you can perfect your cuticles even more or build up a little bit more of like an apex by just applying some polygel over the top. I haven't filed or buffed or anything. I'm just going straight over the top, and I'm basically filling in the areas where I feel like my nail needs some extra polygel. Sometimes I also like to use this method to kind of fill in any areas where polygel may have kind of missed the sidewalls. So sometimes when I do apply polygel to the dual form, I'll try my best to get the sidewalls, but sometimes the product just still tends to expand, and in that case I like to just go over and apply a little extra. Sometimes I'll even do the free edge. Usually my pinky finger needs some on the free edge, just because well, I don't know, I think it's just that I use too little product on it or something, but in all, you can use that little trick and kind of just go over the top where you feel like the dual form may have missed. So now I'm just getting straight into filing. Filing is the best part because it's so easy, and I don't really file the surface. All I do is I go along the sidewalls and then along the free edge, and that's pretty much it. And this is one of the main reasons why I love doing dual forms, is because it can be so quick if you just know how to apply it, but then when you do get your application down right, your filing is just like 10 times faster. So yeah, there's honestly no need to like talk you guys through this. I'm just going to speed it up. It's basically going to be me doing the sidewalls and the free edge, and that's pretty much it. In the areas where you have kind of applied extra along the cuticle, you can always just run your hand file over if you want. But today I'm kind of lazy, so I'm going to use my my e-file, and I'm just gonna run along the cuticle area ever so slightly, just for like a couple seconds, just to make sure that that area is nice and sealed, because if it's not, again, it's gonna lead to lifting. I still recommend you do this with a hand file. Even if you think your cuticle area is perfect, I would just do it just in case. But for today's video, I will be trying out some new gel polishes, so I'm just going to quickly show you guys what I have. I'm using the Nail Reserve gel polishes that they've kindly sent me, and I wanted to choose some colors which I could use for today's video, so I did choose their white, their black, a couple other funky colors as well, and they also sent me their base and top coat. And I just want to say that these gels are vegan and cruelty free, which I absolutely love. I love the formula of these. I love the smell of these. I think the packaging is great. You get your nice full 15 mils of product as well. And look at this color. It's just so beautiful. I love it. Another color which I actually wore on my toes was the purple shade, which you guys will see. It's so beautiful. It's called Sunset Strip, and it's my favorite out of this set that they've sent me. It's just got like a nice iridescent purple running through it. So I just quickly wanted to share that with you because that's what I'll be using today. So for today's design, I'm going to do something that's Halloween inspired. Of course, if you are happy to leave your nails as they are, then that's great. But if you want to make them a little funky for Halloween, or just look for some kind of nail inspo, then I'm just going to do some quick nail art today. This is super easy and definitely beginner friendly. If you guys are looking to do some cute Halloween nails and kind of don't know what to do, then definitely try out this nail design. I'm basically just using a dotting tool and a striping brush, and that's pretty much it. I would say most of these designs are beginner friendly, but yeah, just let me know what you guys think in the comments. I hope you guys are enjoying this video so far. If you have made it to this part of the video, don't forget to give the video a big thumbs up and let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on dual form nails. Do you love them? Do you hate them? Do you prefer them over anything else? I would be really interested to know. But yeah, this is going to be super simple as well. This is going to be like a drip nail. So for this nail, I decided to do like a heart spiderweb design. This was definitely a little bit tricky for me as well. So if you are a beginner and you're a little bit intimidated by this design, then maybe skip this one. But if you want to give it a go, let me know how it goes. Also, I did forget to mention I did cure the dual form nails 60 seconds each in my UV lamp. So yeah, just in case you were wondering how long it takes to cure this polygel, it's just 60 seconds. And for the gel polish, I'm doing about a 30-second kind of cure, and in the end I'm going to do a full 60 seconds just so I can save a bit of time in between the designs. This design is going to be a simple mummy design. It's really fun, and it's just basically some white lines outlined by some orange ones. And I'm going to link all the other products that I'm using as well that were not part of this kit down below if you guys are interested. And I also do want to mention that this nail design was inspired by somebody on Instagram. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it will be linked in the description box below. So if you guys want to check that out, definitely do so. But yeah, just finishing off the nail design with the thumb. The thumb I kept super simple. I tried to do like a pumpkin, but I was getting so tired and lazy at this point that yeah, I just tried to make it look like a pumpkin. But yeah, I'm just doing like a really simple one, just doing some dark brown lines in there and then just doing the little stalk with some black, and that's pretty much it. And I was gonna top this off with a shiny top coat, but I decided on a matte, and I'm so happy I did because they look so stunning matte. And I'm using the Madam Glam a velvet matte top coat. I love this one, it's so good. And I'm just doing a nice thin layer, and that's pretty much me finishing off the nail set. I'm also gonna add some cuticle oil and then rub that in really good. And this is the finished look. I'm really happy with how these nails turned out. I mean, these are dual form nails, so I think for that kind of style of nail, I think it came out great. This kit is really worth the money. It's around $24 and around £21, which for me is a really good value for money. You can also get it on Amazon through Amazon Prime, so yeah, that's also gonna save you a lot of time on that shipping. So if you guys are interested in this kit, don't forget to use my discount code, and obviously check it out in the description box below. Don't be afraid to try dual forms. Dual forms are honestly not that bad. I feel like you just need to practice and use the right techniques. But other than that, I hope you guys are enjoying this spooky season, and thank you guys so much for coming to watch my video. I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye guys!